Hey everybody, I just wanted to share some memories and moments from my trip to New York. So let's do it. I get to LAX, go through security, get on the plane, I'm feeling good, and I almost had a heart attack because I pulled up the flight map and it said LA to Atlanta. And I thought, I'm not going to Atlanta, are you fucking kidding me? I guess they hadn't updated the system yet because finally it changed to LA to New York, thank God. Then I relaxed and watched some Office episodes. I landed in JFK and headed to Prospect Park West, where I stayed with my dear friends Dom and Gabby. Now look at this neighborhood. I did not expect it to be this nice. I was like, holy shit, they live here? This is what the inside looks like. They got this long, pretty view. Here's their backyard. Anyway, so I got settled and then joined them for a walk through Prospect Park. This is their crazy dog, Kimba. And then that night they took me to this cool bar, Double Windsor, down the street. The next day I lounged around and watched more Office episodes. I read this cool book Dom had about movie palaces. I love all this old concept art. Then I went for a walk, and then I found this weird tree with like a million birds shrieking, and I was captivated by this. That night, Dom took me to this other bar. It was cool because the Artemis astronauts were just coming back to Earth, and they were in like the blackout period where they could be alive or dead and we had no idea.
I hope they land safely.
The place was silent and captivated by this.
We're getting intermittent views.
When they safely arrived, everyone was relieved and erupted in cheers. It was actually kind of special, and I was grateful I shared the moment with other people in public. The next morning, I headed to Prospect Park for a walk, and I saw this sort of funky, cool workout group, but the instructor saw me and immediately shooed me away. I was like, okay, fine, gone. I kept walking and saw a kid's baseball game, and this kid got a hit. It's really gorgeous and peaceful there and huge. I was surprised. So I was just walking around, having a really nice time, until I met the bicyclists in the park. These guys are such pricks. You're just trying to cross the street, and they do not slow down. In fact, I think they even sped up. After that, I headed to the other side of the park to this great farmer's market they had and got these great tacos. Then I walked back to their apartment and watched Summer House with Gabby. I don't like reality TV, and I never watch it, but I have to admit, I was totally hooked after a few minutes. Then Dom and I headed into the city to check out the 9/11 memorial. The first thing you see is this enormous, crazy building that looks like some massive modern art sculpture. It's huge and very impressive. Then we walked down to the memorial, and the whole concept is really interesting, and it's pretty impressive. It's huge. It's very strange to see a hole this big right in front of your face. This is the other hole, and it's just cool to be there and see this bizarre, huge form. Dom and I headed uptown to this cool poster place, and it was fun to look at all these crazy old foreign posters and things. Dom was ready to spend some money, but this prick that worked there, this guy walking by right there, was such a weird asshole that we just left. That night, I headed over to have dinner with my brother Josh and his beautiful, hilarious family. I love his place. Look how cool this is. I want to move in here.
Elazon, point at his head and be like, your ball.
What's head? It's so smooth.
You like this kitchen more than the old one?
The other one was barely a kitchen.
Claude loved her chair.
When I'm at work, all I dream about is taking a shower, putting on my cozy clothes, and sitting in my cozy corner.
So I had to try, and it was really comfortable. Josh made us this great chicken dish, but being Josh, he had to make it complicated and needed these bricks and tinfoil for some reason. I don't know.
No, I beat him. I know.
Where's Josh sitting?
She just kept moving her bishop like this.
Oh, back and forth?
And he did it, so it was never, no one was ever going to win. So then
So
it was like a
forfeited.
tie, and then he forfeited, so technically I won.
After dinner, we had a nice time just hanging out and playing music. The next morning, I headed into the city, walked uptown, and went to one of my favorite restaurants, Veselka. It was great. The place was pretty much exactly the same. Nothing had changed, including the mediocre service. They gave me those awful frozen bricks of butter, so I had to knead them down and get them soft and then add salt. It was a huge pain. Then I took the subway uptown and sat next to this really cute couple. Except they weren't a couple, the guy got up and left. Then I walked up to the Met, and this spot means a lot to me because I love Gossip Girl, and this spot here is where Blair used to sit with her minions, so I love that this is where they sat and that I could actually be there. So I started in the Egyptian exhibit, which I love. This room is so cool. Then I checked out some other little exhibits, and then I made my way over to the paintings. There's so many paintings. It's like, after a while, it doesn't even matter. I like this painting a lot because the way he painted the water was like super cool. This painting I really liked. I liked all the detail in this one. And this painting I did not like. This is not a good painting. This looks like a 9th grader painted this. Then I headed over to the Greek art exhibit, and I love this space. Of course, more cute girls. This is one of my favorite statues, and I scanned it so that now I can do whatever I want to with it in 3D. Then I headed downtown to meet up with Dom and Gabby at the Frick Gallery, stopped over at Central Park, and then waited for them in the lobby. Then we all started walking uptown, which I thought was strange because I thought we were going downtown and back to their place. But no, they were all going to get lunch at J.G. Mellon. But I couldn't eat with them because I was saving my stomach and wallet for meeting Frankie later. So I Ubered back to their place, said hello to the dogs, relaxed a little, and then headed back into the city and up to Keen's Steakhouse. It says Chop House on the outside here, but everywhere else it's Keen's Steakhouse. So you should just change the sign, guys. It's this great old place with these cool paintings, and it's been there like a million years and has amazing service. I've known Frankie for years. He's this legendary background singer and voiceover artist. He has a million great stories, and he's crazy.
Hello there, we're at Keen's in New York City. Lovely to be here. We're clearing the place out right now.
It turns out a friend of his was sitting on the other side of the restaurant, and they came over and hung out with us for a while, which was fun. So the next morning I headed into town, took the subway, walked uptown, and got breakfast at this great bagel place. Really good cinnamon raisin bagels. Then I wanted to check out NYU, right? Check out the old stomping grounds. Well, the security guy would not let me into the film school, so I was screwed. So I walked around Washington Square Park, checked out the chess players. This guy wanted to play me. Then I Ubered home, watched The Office with Dom and Gabby, had a little meal, which Kimba wanted, and then watched some baseball, which I didn't care about at all. Then I had a hot date with this girl, Jill, who I knew back in LA. Then we headed back to Jill's place, and she's a huge Back to the Future fan and showed me this massive Lego version of the DeLorean that she was in the works on. For my last morning, I went for a final walk through the park. Saw more jerk bicyclists who thought they owned the road. Then I found this nice, peaceful spot. Then breakfast down the street at this place Dom had recommended, 7th Ave Donuts and Diner. It was a cool place, except they gave me the same awful frozen bricks of butter. What is wrong with everyone? Why can't we have nice, soft, room temperature butter and I don't have to do this? Then I Ubered to JFK, and even though I'd arrived there, their departure gate kind of blew me away.
This place is gorgeous. Look how high this is. This is crazy. This is way prettier than LA.
Well, my joy was short-lived because I was met with one of the longest lines I have ever seen. It took me an hour to get through this thing. I don't think I've ever waited that long. I got tired just standing. Also, I thought this girl was hot. It took so long, I had to race to the gate, and then these pricks made me check my bag, just automatically, even though there might have been space. Nope, check your bag. Well, I got to my seat, and there was a perfect space just waiting for me, so thanks, guys. Checked out what to watch, but then just watched more Office episodes. Landed at LAX, walked by that cool wall they have, and picked up my bag. Then I walked to the Uber stand and headed home. Thanks so much for watching.